Hello people, this is IronManFan147, and this is just a tutorial. It's probably going to be in low quality because it might be long. If it's short, I won't worry about it, but anyways. First off, this is just a tutorial about how to really just do stuff in Blender, pretty much. Just how to get used to the program as quickly as possible. This is the default setting, what it would look like when you opened it. Should look something like that. I can't really explain it because I actually did something to mine where what you can do here is, if in my case I do a lot of first person stuff whenever I open Blender if I'm starting a new project. So I normally go into my text editor, and as you can see I already have all these scripts just already loaded on there every time I load up Blender. So you don't have to keep on importing them, and how I do that is I just open or add one, and I put it on here, and I go over here and I'll hit down here where it says save default settings. So if I do that and I click that, I can get out of Blender, and then when I open Blender back up, it should come up with something that looks exactly like this. And if you don't like what you did, you can always just click here, load factory settings, and it will put it back to its default, which is like the pretty much just the view above the cube with nothing else. That's not there, this is there, all that stuff. But anyways, I'm just going to teach you how to model something quickly. The 5 key is actually really important here. If you have number lock on, and you hit 5 on the numpad, see how it's kind of 3D like? If you hit 5, it turns into a thing called an orthographic view, which gets rid of the 3D effect, and if I take it off right now, it kind of looks more 3D. So I can get into certain parts like this, but if I was to put it into orthographic right now, it would look like that. It's more for like precision modeling, like from the side angles on the top, stuff like that. Anyways, if you can right click this, you'll get things in the logic tab. If you're down here, this is the logic tab. You can add things to it, sensors, controllers, and actuators. You can connect those pretty much. This one you would normally leave and or. See, I never actually experimented with any of these other ones or what they mean, except for Python. Python's the one for scripts, so you normally wouldn't have that over there. You just put in a script and you would have, like, say, mouse look or movement or something. How to model things, how to make it pretty much, either if you want to get rid of the cube or not, you can hit X. I believe it's only with number lock. No? You can do it with number lock off too. Hit X and then erase all objects. Okay, you just click that, left click it, it's gone, yay. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to hit Control Z, or you can just hit add or space and then add mesh cube. It's the exact same thing. So I can hit tab here. Okay, so then you're going to get some yellow thing. This is only for 2.9. I don't know what it looks like in 2.5 because I'm not a big upgrader, and I'm probably going to go to Unity pretty soon though. Just because it's a better game engine, you do more stuff with it. But anyways, I have it set to vertices down here, so I have vertex select mode. I guess that's Control tab. Whoa! What is this? I didn't know you could do that, whatever that is. Whoa, I didn't. Okay. Okay, that's strange. Whatever I just did, don't do that. There's also another trick right here. I'm just going to show this real quick. If you accidentally left click over here and say you want it exactly in the middle, you can just eyeball it, or you can hit Control C and automatically. Oh no, Shift C, sorry. So if it's over here, you can hit Shift C and it puts it back there. Then you just hit C to go to the thing. Zoom in on it, but anyways, I have my cube here. I want to hit tab. You can select all these lit up vertices right here, and the rest will be this purple color, pink. And if you hold shift, you can select them. You can move the arrows up and down to depending on how you want it to look. Say I got something like this. This is kind of a weird thing you can do with certain objects. You can literally make them look really strange. So also down here they have edge select, which is pretty much what I just did, except for I selected two. So if I was just selecting one, I could just move this one up, which also kind of is weird looking. As you can see, it shouldn't do that because there isn't an edge along here. It just kind of defies the real world kind of things. Edge select is just pretty much selecting an edge and moving it around. You can move it up again with that. You can hit G to move it all the way around, like in a circle, depending on where your view is. Face select is another one. That just lets you select individual faces like that. I'm right clicking on these just to select each one. If you hold shift, you can move everything. Or if you were to hit A, it either either deselects everything, or if you hit it again, it selects everything. Yeah. So now if I want to do something like subdivide it all, I would hit A if I want to subdivide it all, or each individual face. Hit W and look for subdivide, and that's pretty much broke it into pieces, you could say. So I can move this piece up and down. I can subdivide that again, move this piece. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Also, there's another thing. You can see how you can kind of see, I don't know if you can if the quality's not high enough, but you can kind of see that you can see the other edges from the other side of the cube. What you can do down here where it shows the vertices, edges, and faces, there's a button over here. It looks like a black square. It says occlude background geometry, which means you could just click that and you won't see that. So say I can select these ones from this side, so it will light up over here. But if I don't want to do that, I can just click this and just click that, and it won't affect the other side on accident. That's more of an accidental thing. There's also another feature. It's called extruding. If you right click a face or the whole thing, you hit E and it will give you an axis to drag it on. It's normally perfect to the axis global if you have it set here, which global just means it's always going to be set to, the arrows are always going to be on the X, Y, and Z axis, and they're not going to change towards your view. Local, I believe, makes it, I can't remember what local does. It's a little bit different. I think it changes, maybe it's this, I don't know. I can't remember what local even does. I wouldn't use it though, because I think it does mess some things up. Normal, it looks like it's the same thing again. What the heck? Okay, I'm looking for view. Yeah, view is the one that's really weird. It actually moves the axes to your view, so I can move it like that if I wanted to. I never use view unless if I'm like on a side. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just always stick to global. It's probably better to use, depending on what you do. So anyways, if I was to extrude this again, I could just hit E. You can also hit the axes, which the blue axis, in this case it's on global, is the Z axis to go up, which is blue. So you're going to hit the Z key, and you see a line that turns blue. You can hit X to make it go on the X axis, or Y to make it go on the Y axis. You can also hit them multiple times to free it from its area. You can't hit G. If I was to hit, I think in some cases you can hit X like twice. I'll try and rotate this a little bit. So now I'll hit E. It should put it proportional to the object you're extruding it to. If I hit X and then hit it again, it will sometimes move on the X axis perfectly. But if you hit it again, it will move on the X axis proportional to the object. Same thing with Y. That's to the object, but if I hit Y a different time, it's going on the Y axis. So it's a difference between being on the Y axis and being towards the object. Let's see, what else can you do? You can fracture it by hitting W, subdivide, multi-fracture. number cuts to random fracture 10. So it just kind of fractures it. There are more objects you can do this kind of thing too. Oh, there's one more thing you can do with the cube that I like to do anyways. You hit W and then down here where it says bevel, and you just click that and you can like drag it, so it kind of gives it that nice edged effect. Or you can do this multiple times and make it look real good. You can make it smooth down here, make it look nice. There's also things like cylinders and stuff. The default is 32 vertices. I normally change it to like 12 if I'm doing a game, or if I'm making an animation I'll leave it at 32 or possibly higher. I can do the same thing to that. I can bevel this, make it look nice. You can do an extreme bevel, which is like, I guess that's as far as you can go with 32. But you just drag your mouse out while you're clicking on it. So, or no, you just leave it steady. You just drag it once you're on there, and when you're ready to release it, you just click your mouse, left button, and we'll put it just like that. So, yeah, you can eventually build up quite a lot of vertices doing this because there's so many in there. Plus, Blender has a okay physics engine, but in this case, when you're modeling, you gotta be careful because sometimes those weird things will happen. Like, there isn't an edge that goes across the middle here, but if I was to lift this one up and then kind of over, it does that weird thing where there isn't an edge there, but there's supposed to be, but there's not, so it comes out this weird, I can't even explain it, because it really kind of, I guess you could explain it as mind-boggling. It's kind of strange, but there are other shapes, like say a UV sphere, 32 segments again. Once again, if I was in a game engine, I'd make it a lot smaller since Blender's engine doesn't run very well with a lot of vertices. Also the Ecosphere Subdivision 2, that's fine. That's what I'll use for explosions, the Ecosphere. I'll just take it, put it into 5 orthographic view, zoom in on it, and click this, unclick that so you can see both sides, leave it at vertices. And there's another thing, if you hit B while you're in edit mode, and you click and you drag this box along everything you want to select, it will automatically select it. And in this case, if you're selecting things like this in edit mode and you hit X, you have a choice of what to erase instead of the whole object itself. You can either erase the vertices, which kind of deletes all the vertices that are connected to that, the edges, which is going to kind of end up like that because you're deleting this edge, and without that edge these faces won't appear, or the faces, which is what I do for explosions. See, I can make it look like that and grow it bigger, smaller. That's what I normally do. You can also do things like faces and edges. See, now I'm left with vertices and everything. See, now I can't really select the object unless if I have it. But I'm just going to delete that because it's just random vertices that you won't even be able to see in an animation or a game unless you have it like on Halo or something set to a halo where it kind of glows. But anyways, you have cones. If you didn't change around any of the default things, I'm pretty sure you can get a monkey head, which is apparently something called Suzanne from, it's like the default Blender model. I don't know why it's in here, but it just is. Also you get, what is it, Taurus, I think, is that what it's called? Yeah, and you can adjust the segments and stuff. That's what I used to use for wheels until I figured out Blender's game engine wasn't as strong as I was trying to push it to be. An empty mesh, which is, I don't know what it would be for at all. It's just nothing, which is strange. But you also get, I think there's one, oh yeah, grid. I know these can be used for like wheel physics or something. It's just, all this is just a plane. I don't know if there's supposed to be more to it that I'm just not understanding. But all it is just a plane, a simple plane. It's like just one phase of a cube that's subdivided a lot. So I can do that on my own by just subdividing. See? So, anyways, that's pretty much just how you do stuff. You can put it all together, make it look good, make it look like, make it look like a building or anything you want. That's the fun thing about Blender. You can do whatever you want with it and still make it look great. So, anyways, I hope you learned something, and goodbye.